Achievers, I'm ready for mission education to success. So in last video we saw a small introduction about circulatory system. Today let's talk about blood. So it's a very important part because that's the only liquid which is getting circulated by the heart. And next most important thing, blood. We told that blood contains two important things, plasma and cellular constituents. So plasma is just a liquid. Okay, and then what about plasma also contains certain things. We'll talk about that later. Now for cellular constituents are basically three in number: RBC, red blood cells; WBC, white blood cells; and your platelets. So these also have this scientific name: erythrocytes, lymphocytes, and thrombocytes. I'll repeat it: erythrocytes, lymphocytes, and thrombocytes. So that's the main scientific name. And then blood is red in color basically. But then how did it get that red in color? Yes, it's hemoglobin. Is this hemoglobin actually present? Yes, it's actually present in RBC. And today in this video we are going to talk about RBC. So RBCs are basically biconcave in their structure. Can you see here how they are? They are biconcave. This is not a hole, it's a space in between them, because RBCs are basically devoid of nucleus. Why are they devoid of nucleus? What's the reason? So in blood, hemoglobin is present in RBC, and we all know that hemoglobin carries oxygen. So when hemoglobin is present in RBC, then obviously it's an important thing that RBCs are the oxygen carriers. So when RBCs carry oxygen, they need some space to carry that. So if nucleus is present, that space will not be present for RBC, and it will be different for them. It will be difficult for them to carry. So for that reason, nucleus are devoid. And second most important thing, endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum, it gives a rigid structure to that cell. Endoplasmic reticulum gives a rigidness and strongness to that cell. So if endoplasmic reticulum is there, RBCs cannot squeeze out of the capillaries, they cannot move so easily. So for that reason, endoplasmic reticulum are also devoid. And third most important thing, mitochondria. We all know that's the powerhouse of the cell. That means it takes in oxygen and produces ATP. So if oxygen is full and fully used by RBC, then what amount of oxygen are we going to get for our body? For our body to carry out all the processes. So it's of no use RBCs carrying oxygen. So for this reason, even mitochondria are also not present in RBC. So now hemoglobin gives red in color. Nucleus, this is a very important point. Nucleus. RBCs are devoid of all these three things, and it contains hemoglobin. Now hemoglobin, it's an oxygen carrier. Then when it's carrying, how does it carry? It forms a complex compound called as oxyhemoglobin. So when hemoglobin carries oxygen, it forms a complex compound called as oxyhemoglobin. And then when it is carrying carbon dioxide to the heart, that time it forms another complex compound called as carbaminohemoglobin. It forms a compound with carbon dioxide. So I'll just write that formula over here. If we don't get oxygen, carbon dioxide, sometimes it turns into carbon monoxide when we are sitting in a suffocating room. That time it also forms a complex compound with carbon monoxide, and the whole body will be receiving carbon monoxide, and it's very dangerous. It may lead to death. That complex compound name is carboxyhemoglobin. So these are the complex compounds that hemoglobin forms. In this, the most dangerous one is carbaminohemoglobin, because carbon monoxide will be transported to our whole body. Okay, so now next, let's talk some important facts about RBC. RBC's lifespan are from 110 to 120 days. Remember, they are days, 110 to 120 days. So basically RBCs are produced in yellow bone marrow, and spleens are the destroyers. So the own and torn out RBCs are killed by spleen. In an embryo, human embryo, spleen produces RBCs. In a fetus, spleen produces RBCs. And next, most important thing about RBCs are, when the number of RBCs increase in a human, they form a disease. So polycythemia, when RBCs numbers are increased, and erythropenia, when RBCs number decreases. So these are the two diseases that occur due to red blood cells. So till now we spoke about RBs. In our next video, we will be talking about WBs. I hope you liked this video and you enjoyed this. We learned many important facts about circulatory systems, RBC, bloods, RBC. More detail we'll speak in next video. Bye bye. Have a nice day.